The state police were not real happy with us. We got everybody in there. We beat the rain. We didn't have a flagman to start tonight, but we got it in. But, guys, I'm going to tell you what, this crowd is packing in here tonight. And if you watched from home last night on MAV TV on Flow Racing, you definitely had to get here tonight if you could. And double features tonight. Tomorrow, your regularly scheduled program. Saturday. James, I want to know, what are the emotions starting to build up like now that we're down to the last few shows here at the Winter Nationals at East Bay?
Well, I'm just sad. I mean, it's going to be sad. I mean, really. Well, now we come back in October, but we're going to have a lot of cars in October and a lot of people in October as well.
Absolutely.
But the final Winter Nationals. I talked to someone, Trevor Collins. He's got the tribute to Bob Gier. Bob Gier, 38 consecutive years. He ended up 40 overall, 38 consecutive years. Passed away a few months ago.
To match his car number.
Yep.
Right?
Are you ready for the first? We have a white. Is that 40? A white Kia Forte. F-O-R-T.
Forte. It's a Forte, not a 40.
I don't see the apostrophe.
It's a Forte.
JSX E72 Florida plates.
JSX, is it yours?
JSX.
JSX, is that what it is?
Spot 68.
Who the hell knows what their
spot 68 in the VIP suite.
It's in the VIP
area.
suite. Okay.
Must be moved. You notice how it says must be moved.
It says must in capital letters and underlined 3 times.
A white Kia Forte JSX E72 Florida plates.
JSX.
Spot 68. You are in Adam Stricker's spot. You need to move.
What if it's Dale McDowell?
You've got to move your car to BFE now.
Where are you going to park it?
What if it's Dale McDowell parked there?
Well, then it stays. It doesn't move.
It stays.
But he has to stay for tomorrow and Saturday. That's the punishment.
Right.
That car stays.
We're going to take the keys out of it.
Hey, guys, I know these drivers don't love packing the track, but how cool is it right now looking out there? It's 70-plus late models rolling this racetrack in.
If you're like me, Ben, and you've talked to some of these guys in the pits, this is the one place I've had at least half a dozen guys tell me we don't mind wheel packing at East Bay because we know when we have to wheel pack that the track's going to be good, real good.
And I made that comment to Devin Moran today when Lucas Oil sent their text out and said, wheel packing at 5:45. I said, it's going to be legit. James, go hop in that Forte, take it out there, make a few laps, roll this racetrack in.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I appreciate that. All right, that is such an awesome shot there. And you're watching MAV TV on Flow Racing. Don't forget Dirt Draft. Be sure to get on there tonight before the heat races. Pick 5 drivers. You got a $100,000 salary cap to work with. You're also going to get a free shirt. I mean, if you win, Dustin, I might get you a James Essex shirt. They are still available, by the way, in Arizona Sports Shirts. We have official Lucas Oil A-Motor Dirt Series Raceway down there. I think these people are afraid if they leave their seat, they may lose their seat tonight.
I'm incredibly disappointed that we didn't have the full screen graphic with the Flow Racing team standings on it myself.
It's under review. It's under review.
Let's take a look at them.
There is a.
We gotta have them, right, Tiffany?
No, Tiffany didn't download it because Tiffany is like Tiffany's like 700 positions positions behind me.
We're having fun, though. We're having fun, DJ. That's what matters.
It's no fun. You're either first or you're last.
Well, you're not first.
Yeah,
so.
No, yes, I am. In our group, I am. In our group, I am. That's all that matters.
McDowell.
You all stink.
McDowell didn't even play in his top 5. Right? Hey, he has been outstanding. We appreciate him. Let him coming in here and doing what he does.
And he made a post on Facebook today about it as well. I didn't know that Dale posted on Facebook. I thought it was one of those accounts that's run by, Tiffany or by someone else. Not producer Tiffany, by AI. That's right, by artificial intelligence or whatever. But he made a post about today about how much fun it's been and insightful it's been and everything. And that's cool, man. And we are. Man, I did not know that he's not going to be here the last 2 nights. Man, that stinks too.
Yeah, we might bribe him with some popcorn up here. I got my caramel corn.
We do still have the Fisher's popcorn. Yeah, I heard that Branda got you hooked up with your own bucket of popcorn. You got your own T-shirt, got your own bucket of. Maybe they could make a James Essex flavored popcorn. What would it be?
I like caramel. I mean the butter flavor, the movie theater popcorn, right?
Yeah, that's what we got here. Yeah.
How's the Victory Fuel?
It's good. Look, all kidding aside, I know they're a sponsor. I really, really like Victory Fuel, and again, I'm not. That's all BS aside and everything else. The reason it's not carbonated. I'm not a big carbonated drink guy. I haven't drank pop in years.
You haven't drank a Coke since what? 2000?
It's been to just drink an actual bottle of pop. I think it's been since 2010. Since I've had one. Now, I may mix it in other beverages from time to time, but to actually drink a bottle. But no, Victory Fuel is not carbonated, and that's the reason I like it. It's kind of like a vitamin water-ish flavor. But
right.
yeah, they, Kevin and Jordan Swindell and everyone, thank you. We appreciate you guys coming on board and keeping us hydrated and all of that. But that was not a sponsor paid plug. It is. But I mean, again, I think that folks a lot of times.
What's wrong with that?
Folks a lot of times think that we throw things out like Dirt Draft and Victory Fuel because they're sponsors, and we do. But I did. I want to say, I mean, Dirt Draft is a lot of fun to play. Victory Fuel's like, there is the full page draft. Look at that. Look at the gap right there on the flip. K-Chav 96 killing them over there. We're not going to worry about them, right? I'm looking at this Flow Racing graphic right there. Dustin J. Look at that. With a 620 point cushion over Robbie Johnston. Ben Shelton is almost 700 behind me, and producer Tiffany is like 8,000 back there. I think I could take a night off and still be in the lead. It actually happened at the Wild West Shootout.
Well, last week you took a few nights off and you still won, right?
There were a lot of winners when Michael Rigsby was on the broadcast.
But I'm glad you're feeling a whole lot better after the last week, and you're just doing fantastic.
Well, I talked to Augie Bertram down in the pit area as well, and thanked him again for getting me hooked up with the folks down there that he got hooked up with. So Dr. Tish, that's right, Recharge Clinic. All right, hey, wheel packing continues here. We'll go ahead and use this opportunity to step aside one more time. I think they've just about got it rolled in. Don't go anywhere, folks. We appreciate you joining us, and we should be coming back to Dirt Draft Hot Laps very, very quickly. You are watching the 48th Annual East Bay Winter Nationals here on MAV TV on Flow Racing. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series is brought to you by E3 Spark Plugs. What are you running? By Protect the Harvest, keeping American traditions alive for future generations. And by Lucas Oil, keep that engine alive. Welcome back to night number 3, officially, 4 technically, here at East Bay Raceway Park, the Veland Winter Nationals. Just about to get underway with tonight's first session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps. They're pulling, as you can see on the screen, some of the cars to the infield, and that will leave us, James, with Group 1 on the racetrack.
And Ben Shelton, a couple of new entries tonight. Parker Martin and Carson Ferguson in the house in the 00 car.
Yeah, Carson Ferguson, this is a car he drove some last year, drove it at the Dome, and coming in to get some East Bay action here at the end of the week. Last year's Schaefer's Oil Spring Nationals champion.
We've got about 74 entered here tonight. There's some that, of course, Chris Hawkins and Kylan Garner have left to go back to their regular jobs. Mike Spatola is here. And he mentioned Brandon Overton had been mentioned in the Jeff Matthews 33 car here tonight. Mark Whitener is back. He will be our first qualifier here in a little bit. Brand new Pro Power running under that Longhorn chassis, car number 5. Since Veland is pronounced with a V, right, Dustin?
Well, it's spelled with a W.
So
with a V.
Like Mark Whitener.
It should be the Veland Winter Nationals.
Hey, thanks to the many folks at Veland for all their help, and thanks to Wayne Castleberry. Good to see him here this week, and completed his treatments last week. It's just hard to talk about him, and for me, being a longtime friend of him, but he's doing all right, and hang in there, buddy. Glad to see you out here. Hey, don't forget Coleman Farms.
Yeah, Brent Coleman in the group here.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Coleman Farms with the Sportsmanship Award this year, $2,500. That's going to go to that, and we'll give you more details on that in a little bit, DJ.
That's awesome. That's so cool. And, man, you talk about folks that have really stepped things up in the last few years. Very, very easy to see what Coleman Farms Racing has done. Thank you. Thank you to them. I mean, and not just this series, but drivers, other racing series as well. It takes a village to make this thing work, and they've done an absolutely tremendous job. Brendan Shepard, that is a very good, it's still obviously very, very greasy, you can see from the lap times, but for someone to go out and be a second and a half quicker, even with the grease. Oh.
Dale did a good job with his name last night, didn't he?
Yeah, Earl Pearson Jr., I think Earl Pearson Jr. may be waiting patiently for them to open up the gate. There's Ernie Leftwich to get the gate open for EPJ.
We talked about Coleman Farms sponsoring the Sportsmanship Driver of the Year in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year. They will pay $2,500 cash. Everybody's got to be on good behavior this year, right?
Oh, to get the extra $2,500, that's right.
We'll do that at our year-end awards banquet coming up in December. Awarded to the driver that demonstrates the definition of sportsmanship. But again, thanks to Brett Coleman Farms, also sponsoring the fastest lap of the race here in 2024 with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series.
By the way, an update last night. Dethridge Opticians, we know, of course, sponsors the lucky 13th place finisher, right? And Greg Dethridge sent me a message yesterday. We were debating. We didn't know. We thought Jensen Ford was wearing Dethridge Opticians glasses. He is. He is. So there you have it. I think it's a proven fact. They make you faster.
No doubt about it. You're exactly right.
Oh, that's great. There is.
How about the Todd Steele Building's Hard Charger last night? Was that fantastic? You and I have seen Mikey Marler race since, I don't know, the early 2000s, back in the Battle of the Bluegrass days when he was the champion and the Rookie of the Year. But, man, what a show he put on. I still don't know how he got around Davenport there on that final lap.
He just incredibly thread the needle. I mean, it was unbelievable. Well,
they didn't even touch. I mean, Davenport turned down the track, gave him room.
Yeah.
Just a tremendous finish there.
And you heard Davenport say that last night as well at the end of the night. He said, I heard Mikey coming up there on the outside. He said, I knew that we had more racing to do. He said, so I turned down the racetrack to make sure that we didn't make contact with him or the wall. But there's one of the Jeff Matthews Racing entries. Of course, that's Ashton Winger, former Crate Racing USA champion in the number 12. You heard James and Ben mention earlier that Brandon Overton will be behind the wheel of Jeff Matthews, his own car, the number 33. R.J. Conley there in the 71C.
So Jeff Matthews, the Keith Kuntz Motorsports of Florida. Apparently, right? Boom is Pennsylvania. How many cars did he have at Lernerville? He said there were still 2 in the shop.
Well, they
had all these crates, all these open cars last year.
I mean, they bought an entire acre of land there to. They formed Boom Metropolis there to Boomville. They had Boomville there in the pit area. They had like 8 cars in the pits altogether.
He's with Dotson. He'll have a good starting spot in that second feature later on tonight outside of row number 2. By the way, Garrett Smith will be on the Victory Fuel pole of that 25-lapper or 30-lapper to wrap up tonight. Tyler on the outside, Devin Moran and Ethan Dotson make up row number 2. So there's Dean Carpenter. Came down here the first time we were here back in 2005 when we averaged 117 cars. He was one of those here, Dean Carpenter, out of Coldwater, Mississippi. RTJ at 17230 here in Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Yeah, different power plant underneath the hood of that car. I talked to RT. I talked to Anthony Burrows in the pit area a little bit earlier. Same car. They did a motor swap in the 20 RT and said that again, issues last night. Said that Anthony Burrows did tell me, he said, you know what, he said, I know we don't have a win at this racetrack. I know it's been talked about a lot. He said, but I really and truly think that we found a little bit of speed. He said, I think that we may have an opportunity to get something. And then it went into a whole conversation of, if we do get a win or maybe when we get a win down here, would you rather win the final East Bay Winter Nationals on Saturday, or would you rather win the grand finale, the 50,000, the very last ever race here at East Bay?
Did I tell you that Scott Bloomquist, he has that race on his schedule? Of course, he's been here this week, but he looks to run quite a few races here in 2024, so we hope to see that. And, again, Billy Moyer, the all-time winningest driver here at East Bay in the Winter Nationals, 27 victories. Then Don O'Neill, Steve Francis, all in there. Brandon Shepard, Scott Bloomquist.
Billy's got to come back in October, right?
He does.
Billy's got to come back in October, man.
Absolutely.
Somebody put Billy Moyer in a car. Jeff Matthews, put Billy Moyer in a car in October. Boom, somebody.
Jimmy Mars, Shaver. Come on, Shaver.
Should put Shaver in a car, absolutely.
Eckert's here.
Yeah.
We need Juice. Ziegler?
We need Davey Johnson here, yeah.
Ziegler?
Busy, yeah.
I know he's busy.
I know.
Yeah.
He had planned on coming down, Mason had. Real busy with work and everything, just unable to make it down here right now, getting prepped for the weekly racing, or the regional racing there back home. I believe we'll see how things go as Jensen Ford goes around over in turn number 2. We'll see how things go, but we might see Mason Ziegler down here in October.
What about Matt Miller? Got to get our buddy Matt Miller down here, don't we?
That would be.
Does Rick DeLong still have a car?
I was gonna say, can we get him and Rick DeLong hooked back up?
Man, that'd be awesome. Let's do it.
I'm in. Count me in. I'm down.
Shaver.
He's watching.
I swear Cooney's car looks just like a Shaver. Was that Sean Cosgrove owned that car?
The Sean Cosgrove car, yes, that's right. The white and black 30.
Yes, sir.
The Sean Cosgrove car, yes. Out of Hershey, Pennsylvania, right? That's right. That's right.
Well, I think was he from Virginia, though? Wasn't Cosgrove from Virginia?
Oh, that's right. That was it wasn't from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Man, it was they had a Hershey's racing engine under the hood, I think, right?
Yes.
Not the chocolate capital of the world, Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Michael Lake in the 27. I talked to Michael Lake in the pit area a little earlier. So, by the way, I love the looks of the race car. Race car looks really good, and he's been at East Bay several times over the years. Didn't come down here last year. Came down in 2022, and he said the same thing that a lot of guys said. He said, I thought maybe we had a shot last night starting up front in the makeup heat races. He said, we're not bad. He said, there's just so many good cars down here. Number 1 and number 2, all these cars are just so close right now, too.
Jensen Ford, tough luck last night, set on the pole of last night's feature right now. 4th quickest here in that Bruce Kane Racing entry. out of Johnson City, Tennessee. There's Brandon Shepard at 1.5677 in the Hoist IV hydration. Team Realtree B5 Longhorn factory car. So getting here all time, and we mentioned Billy Moyer here leading it at the Winter Nationals. He is the all-time winningest driver in the Georgia, Florida Speedweeks, by the way. By far, we mentioned this the other night, 62 wins. Scott Bloomquist second with 30 wins. Then Josh Richards, Don O'Neill, Steve Francis, Jack Bach, Brandon Shepard, Jonathan Davenport, and Tim McCready are tied at 17 wins. And Rick Eckerd, who's helping out Ross and Amanda Robinson, 15 career wins here in the Georgia, Florida Speedweeks. That's 10th all time.
Talking about Matt Miller, see if we can get his former crew chief, Scott Schoolboy Smith, to turn wrenches
Absolutely.
on him.
Sure.
Why not? Why not?
Man, that last night, it took me a while to get to sleep. I was so wound up about that one. That was totally awesome.
All
night long.
It took us a while at the house, too. Yeah,
all night long. We could talk about that one all night.
It was a little old school East Bay, a little new school East Bay, a little bit of all points in between. It was fun, man. It was fun. Look, I'm not gonna say it was one of the greatest races ever at East Bay. It was one of the better races I've seen in a few years here. You know, it just being
all
very
night long.
transparent.
Heat races, B mains.
Yeah.
I know some people have asked us about the Strawberry Dash. I know a couple people have asked me on social media.
How long? We haven't had a Strawberry
We haven't
Dash.
had that in a while, no.
Yeah,
and
no.
I think it's because of the provisionals that we have and the way we're doing this on the loyalty deposit and last year's points and all that. And we love the Strawberry Dash. I know Jean Lynch, that was her favorite event of the Winter Nationals, was to draw out names, and each driver got to run it. If you didn't make, you had a chance all 6 nights. You had different drivers run that race. You didn't repeat any of them. That was totally awesome.
Maybe Essex and Jarrett Logistics can sponsor one final Strawberry Dash on Saturday.
You talk about that. Chris Simpson is here.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Yes. Every trucking company and with Jeff Hoker, every trucking company in Iowa on Chris Simpson's car.
Hoker's got a good race coming up at Maquoketa.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of March as well.
Yeah, he's going to sell a lot of shirts with that.
The Nippy
slogan.
50. The Nippy 50 got work today, I believe. And I think he's got a title sponsor for that race as well.
Yeah.
So it's an outstanding payout. But have you ever been to Maquoketa, James?
No, I've been by it when I'm on my way to Farley, right?
Yeah, the Jackson County Fairgrounds. Yep, I have been there. I saw an MLRA race there, about 3 years ago or so.
How about Tyler? He could have won the first night here, and he led several laps then. Hudson O'Neill got around him. But that first 12 laps they had here on Tuesday was quite a battle. 15.658 DJ Ethan Dotson at 15.761 second.
Well, he's going to be in a good position to get another one in the makeup race here as well, because he's going to start in the outside front row alongside Garrett Smith in the rescheduled Monday night 30-lapper, again coming up about 20 to 30 minutes upon the conclusion of tonight's regularly scheduled show.
How about R.J. Conley? Made the show here last night. He's getting faster as we go forth right there in that group.
First time here in 20 since 05.
Yeah. That's a long time. Man, that's almost 20 years, isn't it?
That is 20 years. Yes, it is. Know almost about it.
Yeah, man, Rod, and I'm sure Delmas was here then, too.
I'm sure Delmas was, yeah. I'm sure Delmas was. Man, we miss him.
Oh, man. He'd still be racing. He would be at 82 this year and he'd still be racing. He was winning races at, what, 79?
Yeah.
79 years old?
Yes, he was. He won, I've got it in my notes somewhere. He won a race at Portsmouth that year, I believe.
That guy's work ethic was unbelievable. At his age, he'd get up, I think RJ told me, like 5 o'clock, go drive a truck, do whatever, work all day for him. Never complained about nothing, never missed a beat.
And an incredible storyteller, too.
Absolutely.
I would,
Absolutely.
I mean, a few different times down at Portsmouth, sat there on the back of Delmas's hauler and just cut it up with him there a little bit, man. And honestly, it was it was 1% me talking and 99% me listening as well, because he didn't just have the stories, he could tell them in just an entertaining fashion as well.
And that white 71 wedge car that he had was just fantastic. I don't know who decaled that. That was obviously hand painted back in the day, but just fabulous looking car. And you go back into those days with Jack Boggs,
real quick, James.
Yeah.
The 69 on the Speedway, that is Brandon Thurlby there on the racetrack. It's not a new entry. Brandon Thurlby, I talked to his wife Leah back in the pits a little earlier. Just went to a different race car. Said that, trying to shake things up a little bit. They got a couple different cars, seeing, the last one or the other one he wasn't happy with. Still a Masters built and everything. Okay. Still the Dave Bowen, Motorsports entry. But Brandon Thurlby there out of Traverse City, Michigan. Again, different look, different paint scheme, different wrap on that. Still Brandon Thurlby, still a Masters build. Everything's still the same on it, but just trying to switch things up. Went to the backup car here tonight.
Tony Jackson Jr., the Capital 25 house car there out of Lebanon, Missouri. Joe Gotze, the crew chief on that entry. 5-time Mars Series champion, 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA champion. There's last night's Todd Steele putting our Charger, put on a great show. The Red Horn of Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee. The great Burning Skyline Motorsports entry right now. Will Harrington and that Barry Rod Icon at 15.490. Marlar goes to second at 15.499. Tony Jackson Jr. at 15.147. There's Logan Zarin, the 1Z out of Hookstown, Pennsylvania. So in Group 3, it's Will Harrington right there in the 14X. Tyler Austin Brashears crewing that crew chief on that car at 15.467.
Sorry about that. You did well. And to get my...
Remember getting the Mid-American Auto Racing News of Southern Ohio Raceway, right? Charlie Swartz and Richard Hall. Remember him? David Dixon, Delmas Conley, Steve Francis.
You surely made it to Southern Ohio a few times.
Well, one of our fellow columnists, he announced here last few weeks, right? Larry Jewett,
yeah.
Not Larry Jarrett.
Not Larry Jarrett, Larry Jewett. Did you make it to Southern Ohio?
Never did.
Really?
Never did. Did you?
Man, yeah, once, but it was nothing against it. It was a little bit later on. It was after the heyday, after it had been closed a few times and reopened and everything. So,
did you ever go to Checkered Flag Raceway in Ashland, Kentucky? I've been to
right up against a junkyard, right?
I did one of your favorite things, the day-night doubleheader. I went to Pennsboro, and then I went to Checkered Flag.
That's awesome.
Same weekend, I think I went to West Virginia Motor Speedway.
Talking about closed racetracks, man, I was down there talking to Keith Altiers and Matt Altiers and Brad Golf in the pit area, some guys from Zanesville, Ohio, and that region. Talking with them about where I got my start, the old R&R Speedway. And so long story short, Brad Golf, who's a modified racer there, he has actually got the very last R&R Speedway feature winner sign in his house. And I believe, and down there talking with Brad, he is going to get an identical replica of that made and give it to me here at some point. And I tell you what, man, that about made me tear up, because that was that would mean a lot to me. That would really, really mean a lot to me. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, we were down there talking about R&R in the old days and everything. And I know you and I love that. We love talking about the drivers that don't get to race anymore, the tracks that aren't open anymore, man. It's just a lot of cool lore and nostalgia there.
How about the mural down in the pit area of all the races we've run here? 113 races over the last 20 years here at East Bay down there. So if you're coming out tomorrow or Saturday, make sure you visit the pit area and take a look at that. That is just fantastic. The interviews that we did back in the day, Davey Johnson that was awesome. Of course, Tyler Reddick, the youngest driver to win a Lucas race. Whatever happened to him?
Well, Tyler was
fantastic.
12 years old for, I think, or 14 years old for about 6 years.
Everybody thinks he was a Lucas Oil Rookie of the Year, even though he did not ever win a Rookie of the Year in the Lucas Oil Series.
One of my favorite James Essex comments, you'd mentioned Dan Stone's dog was taller than Tyler Reddick. Big brother, that big Great Dane that Dan Stone had. He said he was taller than Tyler. Tyler's probably watching. We love you, Tyler, man. We got to get you back in dirt late model here sometime. That could happen at some point, by the way.
How about Daniel Adam? He has been fast gotten better and better and better as we've gone through speed weeks here. Makes claim to run the entire Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series season this year for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Rookie of the Year out of Wayne, North Carolina. Keep an eye on him here in 2024.
We caught this breaking news last night. Carson Ferguson there on your screen behind the wheel of the Kale Green Motorsports number 00.
Saw Jeff Smith down there, Freddie's son, and we loved Freddie Smith. We miss him. Passed away last October. And, in the race shop, Ben Shelton, you can help me out with this. In Jeff Smith's race shop, they house both Carson Ferguson and Tim McCready's car now.
Yeah, they work out of both of those. And that was a big deal for Carson moving into that shop the past year or so. A lot of history there, and it meant a lot to him to run the Freddie Smith GVS Bazooka Base Tubes commemorative wrap last year at Eldora. And then, of course, the very sad passing of Freddie Smith, 5-time Dirt Track World Champion. And we saw Brandon Shepherd match that at the end of last year. Very emotional accomplishment for that driver.
Now, no doubt about it, there's the 49 car, runner-up the last 2 nights. It'll be Jonathan Davenport. He's in the Neutron Ag Solutions ASC warranty entry. Again, points paying night. That first feature with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series mentioned Ricky Thornton Jr., 10 ahead of Hudson O'Neill, Devin Moran, Jonathan Davenport, Brandon Shepherd, Tim McCready, Dalton Wilson, Kyle Bronson, Clay Harris, Tyler, your top 10, then Garrett Alberson, Mike Marler, Jimmy Owens, Brian Shirley, and Earl Pearson Jr., the top 15 right now.
How about that?
And again, they throw out their worst finish, replace it.
Yeah, starting tonight.
Yep.
Starting tonight. Tonight is another points night. So they've got 6 points races in the regularly scheduled program tonight. Lucas Oil points race. So we had 2 points races at Golden Isles, which now seems like forever ago. We had 2 points races at Ocala.
Right.
We had 2 points races at Alltech. The first 3 here, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and then tonight's second feature, the Rained Out Monday show. Those are non-points races. The regularly scheduled Thursday show, the Friday show, and the Saturday show, those are points races. So if you're counting at home, 2 at Golden Isles, 2 at Ocala, 2 at Alltech, the final 3 here at East Bay, 9 total opportunities to earn points. Lucas will take the best 6 of those 9 races, and that will set the points leaving Speed Weeks.
Don't forget 2 Golden Isles.
I think I said Golden Isles. Oh, Golden Isles. Well,
At the end, 2.0
so
Golden
do you
Isles.
count Golden Isles 2.0
Yes.
as part of Speed Weeks?
Yes.
You do? Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
I think it's...
Because it was going to be 15 overall. We've had 1 right now. And it was going to be the first 3 nights here this week were non-points. So that put us at 12. So it was going to be 6 out of 12. And then we lost the one at...
So I misunderstood. Yep. So Golden Isles 2.0 counts towards your best 6 is what you're saying. I did not know that.
Yes.
Didn't know that.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes. So Jonathan Davenport in this group, 15,179. There's a lot of drivers have it on their schedule to go back in Golden Isles again. We'll be with High Limit Sprint Car Series. How about Brad Sweet winning at Volusia last night? Tyler Courtney, who's going to run a High Limit. He ran in second last night. That's a sleeper car this year on the High Limit.
I just got a picture from Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series director Rick Schwally of none other than Scott Bloomquist taking in the action from the Turn 3 hill. How about that? How about that? Hey.
Yeah, where are the aliens at? The 3As. There's Jimmy Owens, the 20 car. And the Bobby and Jessica Kohler Ultimate Toy. Yes, sir.
Well, I was just going to say, we talked about Rick Schwally and everything. I want to give him some mad props. So there's our junior flagman. You see what he's wearing. A little bit earlier on this evening when he made his way up. And I believe that is Deckard Carpenter. Believe is his Declan Carpenter.
Declan Carpenter.
From, I believe, Buchanan, West Virginia.
Buchanan, West Virginia. Yeah. Lucas
Oil Late Model Dirt Series director Rick Schwally gave him one of the official series staff shirts to wear. That is that's cool, man. That's awesome. That is not something Schwally had to do, and he did it anyway. And a very, very, very small gesture like that probably just made that young man's entire week. So Declan is doing a tremendous job down there, and it's been an honor to have him here all week.
Had my picture taken with him, felt honored. I had to hold the checkered flag over his head like they do in Victory Lane.
Oh yeah, like in Iowa, when the flagman's in the photo of every Victory Lane.
You remember that? That used to be every week one, and the flagman had to be in the photo.
Yeah.
Now you don't see him at all down there.
Just in Iowa. Just in my second home.
I had someone tell me once, I prefer you call me a chief starter. A flagman works on the highway.
Oh, wow.
Flagging on the highway. Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So James Essex is not the an announcer. James is.
Well, what about
talent.
Lincoln Speedway in Pennsylvania? They have no flagman, right?
Is
that all AI or what is that?
There's been a lot of. Well, actually, we're going to get a small. It's funny you say that because we're going to get a glimpse into that in the second feature this evening, and we'll still have a flagman, okay? But in the second A mains night, Lucas Oil has they're going to have the light sievers in the car. It's made by Raceway. And it is a light that lights up either green, yellow, or red, depending on the track conditions. That at the push of a button instantly notifies the drivers if there is an accident or something, a yellow flag or a red flag on the speedway.
Besides the receivers as well.
Yeah.
And they strap it to the roll cage.
Yeah.
So they can see that. But, yeah, that's pretty cool. That's interesting.
I think,
and they tested it at, Golden Isles?
They tested it at Golden Isles on
ago.
practice night again, so they're still in the testing phase. It's not something that is official or that they're officially going to go to or anything like that. But they tested on practice night. They're going to test it in this race here this evening. Still have all of the receiver and the flagman and all of that. But again, I mean, it's like anything else. You've got to test it and go through it and everything. And I believe that they may have one down there for Ben Shelton to show off again later on tonight during that second feature as well, so you can get a glimpse into what that looks like and how far technology has come.
Hey, any way to help on safety is just awesome.
We'll still have a flagman at every event.
Well, yeah.
We're still keeping
right.
the flagman or the chief starters.
Chief starters. Well, there's Spencer Hughes, the 19M car out of Mississippi in the JCM Motorsports entry. Colton Miller, the car owner of that. Yellowhammer Construction. Dion Bubbles Car Wash. Number 19M. So again, as far as provisionals are concerned tonight, again, no provisionals in that second feature. We'll still go based on last year's points table, which we've got 13 drivers now that are here this weekend that still have perfect attendance. And they will be the first in line for provisionals, and then we'll go with the loyalty deposit drivers as well. After that, David McCoy right now at 14,993 in that Coleman Farms entry.
Cody Overton right now second quick, and I about said in the 15,197. That was his lap time. Dalton Wilson, yeah, he was my pick. He was my pick in race day today. I talked to Dalton down in the pit area as well briefly. I told him, I said, man, you're doing well, brother. I said, it's going to come. I said, just keep doing what you're doing. I think I say it every time he's on the track. I really got this feeling that not just him, Garrett Alberson, a lot of these guys, when they get their first ever Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win, it's going to be a very, very, very popular victory lane.
And you know what? We've waited all this time. They may very well do it tonight in two features. One of them might win. Dalton may win one. Garrett.
Could be.
How about Tyler Erb? Did he coin the phrase "Big Perm"? Did he not?
He did. Turbo. Yeah, Turbo's got nicknames for everybody. Yeah, so
here's McDowell last night.
Most of them we can't use on air, by the way.
Well, Devin Moran. How about McDowell? You know that uniform looks like the Hamburglar.
That's what
right?
McDowell said. Yes, that's what he said.
Dale. He's biding his time to get up here. He's ready to go. He probably had to move his Kia. Parking spot. Good luck in finding a place, right? Dylan McCown, the E car, the Sonic. You like Sonic?
I love Sonic.
Yep. It's awesome, isn't it?
Listen, someone will probably get they have a peanut butter bacon milkshake. It's so good. Brendan Overton in the Jeff Matthews Racing number 33. Yep, again, if you're just tuning in, he got that little pink X back there behind of it. Brandon Overton, he came here with one race car. He wrecked his primary car last night. Left, was on his way back. And long story short, Cody Overton offered him a ride. He said no. Jeff Matthews got with Cody and said, hey, he could drive my car. Brandon Overton himself came back to the racetrack, So he's going to be in Jeff Matthews' car at least tonight and likely maybe for the rest of the weekend.
Who wouldn't put Brandon Overton in your car, right?
I put Brandon Overton in my Chevy Trailblazer. I like the meme that goes around on social media. I would co-sign a loan for my dog. I'd let my dog drive my car to the grocery store if he wanted to.
Really?
100%. I trust my dog more than most people.
Is that the Kroger, or where is that at there? Is that the closest?
Yeah, I do.
store?
I like going to the Kroger. Yeah, I'm a Kroger guy.
Self-checkout?
I don't mind self-checkout. I know a lot of people complain about it. Look, here's the thing. Ultimately, I end up having someone has to come over and check me out anyway because I can't scan, or I bought NyQuil honey or something like that, and I got to prove I'm over the age of 21. So, Snowdrift, the quickest driver in that session of Dirt Draft Hot Laps, with a 1:4.622. Brian Shirley second quick. Dylan McCown third quick. Brandon Overton fourth quick in his first laps behind the wheel of that Jeff Matthews Racing 33.
I hate it. I hate when you go to Walmart and you got the produce. Let's say you got, I don't know, head of lettuce or radishes.
Are you buying a lot of radishes?
Well,
you don't seem like a radish
bananas.
kind of guy.
How do you scan all that? Do they have I assume they've got a.
I push the picture. I wait for the picture to come up. Right. It's like a game of memory. I see what's on. I see what's on the little scale in front of me. I find the picture of it on the screen and I push it. I'm wrong actually a lot of times. I don't know if it's a beet or a radish or what it is. I don't.
14. That is great. 14.622 for Blair Nodorf, Brian Shirley, Dylan McCowan, Brandon Overton. After that, oh man. That's it. We're ready for All-Star Performance Time Trials, my friend.
So we talked earlier about Mike Marlar being the Todd Steele Buildings hard charger here last night, coming from 23rd to 2nd. Those of you watching home on MAV TV on Flow Racing, check this out. Mike Marlar put on a show here last night, working his way up through the field. There he is, working around Dalton Wilson. I believe that's a battle for third. As that's second, third, and fourth there on your screen in the closing laps of this one. Watch this move he makes to the outside right here, James. You were talking about this earlier. How did he thread? Look how far he gains right here. Look at this run.
There's no way. There's no way that he did that, right?
Unbelievable. Look, here's the other thing I'll say. Every once in a while, you might see a comment on social media like, man, that would have been so great if we could have seen it from the turn one cam. No, it wouldn't have. You wouldn't have known who was ahead of who, number one. Number two, when I watch a basketball game or football game, I like that 50-yard line mid-court cam. You're not watching a basketball. You're not watching a football game from the end zone camera. It's preposterous, right? Right, give me that 50-yard line cam every time, man. Look, you get cut to the other one every once in a while. I am riding with that half-court camera 75% of the time at least.
I know what you're talking about. I saw that. I saw that. Yes.
Oh man.
Anyway,
here we go.
Back to
your regularly scheduled programming.
Mark Whitener is scheduled to come up first. In the number 5, we'll do 3 at a time. Again, the track record here, all time in a late model, is John Blankenship 13854, ready to go. Mark Whitener, Middleburg, Florida, in the Southeast Ship Repair, Baker Farms, Jet Concrete Works, Ocala Restaurant Supply, Mosley Range Timber, Swiss Springs Profab, Angry Elephant Tattoos, VP by Boswell, Top Notch Custom Cabinets, Massey Towing and Recovery, Longhorn Pro Power, Cody Jet, the crew chief on 5. Then it's Garrett Alberson. He is out of Las Cruces, New Mexico. He is in the Mesilla Valley Transportation, Fast Shafts, Bill Sports Shop. Also, Bill Stein, Dead Right TV, Sunoco Race Fuels, Romer Machine and Welding, Lucas Oil, Capital Race Decals, Longhorn Clements, and Michael Lake, the 27 out of Newtown, PA, the Bobby Lake Motorsports, Base Fuels, Ty Touring Motorsports, ML Performance, Gary's Auto Sales, Bill Stein Shock, K2 Engineering, Youngblood Concrete, Teamsters Local 491, D&M Truck Repair, Longhorn Pro Power, DK.
Boy, I'm not ready for this. I don't have my iPad. Luckily, it's the first 3 cars. It's Garrett Alberson, 14620, Mark Whitener, 14707, Michael Lake, 15116 first time around. Second lap time for Whitener better, 14362. Second lap time for Alberson better, 14519. And Michael Lake, his second lap time is not quite as good. He will rest on lap 1, 15116. Mark Whitener, Fastest driver right now, James, with a 1:4.362.
We've got to get a 13-second lap. We have not had one yet this week, have we? I don't believe so.
It's going to happen tonight. I think it's going to happen tonight.
All right, it'll be Brandon Shepard. He was fast in hot laps out of New Berlin, Illinois, in the Shepard Rings Racing Hoist IV. Level hydration, Coleman Farms, Realty Outdoors, UNOH I-Beam Signing Doors, Pacific Valley Transportation, Longhorn Clements. It'll be Brennan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri, the Willard Asphalt, Willard Quarries. Bill Stein, 5-star race car bodies, Lebanon Ready Mix, Napa of Lebanon. Modern Images, Lucas Oil, Capital Scott Bailey, and Todd Brennan in the Hot Shot 107 down Cameron Oil and Gas. ShopAngryDuck.com, Full Moon Contracting, Storm and Norman Shively, Stack Products, Rocket Clements.
Todd Brennan, 4th quick on lap number 1. Brendan Willard, 5th quick. Brandon Shepard, 6th quick. Man, second lap time, Shep jumps up to second, 1:45.20. Brendan Willard, 6th, best lap, 1:52.49. Todd Brennan, second lap time, he improves. He'll be 4th quick, 1:48.62. Mark Whitener at the top of the leaderboard after 6.
Mark Widener back with us, first time in a while, I believe, is since Ocala. Yeah, the crate car down at Alltech. Right now, the quickest 14.362. It'll be Jack Riggs up next. He's out of Nolensville, Tennessee. It'll be Earl Pearson Jr., the 46 out of Jacksonville, Florida, in the Jason Round, Lucas Oil, Tinkler Body and Frame, Record and Crane, Millard Family Chapels, Hitchburg and Turkey, Remy Realty, Sunoco Racefuel, C&D Contractors, Developers Money, Cowboy Roy's, BMF Clements, and Jensen Ford, and the Bruce Kane Racing, All About Doors, Anthony Speeds, the Fox Factory, Mining Construction, All About Wraps, Jerry Siding, Griffin and Windows, Rocket Mullins.
Earl Pearson is 5th, Jensen Ford is 8th, Dennis Erb Jr. is 9th at the end of lap number 1. Trouble for Dennis Erb as he is slowed to a stop near the end of the front straightaway. EPJ goes to 4th quick, 1:45.19 his best lap. Jensen Ford jumps up to 2nd, 1:4. Actually, it'll be 3rd, 1:45.10. Brandon Shepard qualified before Jensen Ford, so I know those of you watching at home, it shows Ford 2nd. It would actually be Shep 2nd, Jensen Ford 3rd. And trouble for Dennis Erb Jr., the 2022 World of Outlaws Series champion, in the 28 as he's slowed to a stop at the end of the front straightaway.
All right,
and guys, he's got steam coming out. He's got steam coming out from the hood of the 28. Remember last night they had an oil line come loose in the heat race. He finished that heat, but definitely a little bit of steam coming off the 28 car. So not sure if that's residual from issues last night. Yeah,
Dennis Erb Jr. 7 career wins here at East Bay. And then McBride back, Vomac Truck Sales, Fox Shocks, Idea Ready Mix, Kaiser Manufacturing. So it's Whitener with that new Pro Power under the hood. Quickest so far than Jensen Ford, Shepard, and Alberson.
There's a look at Brandon Shepard and Mark Whitener. A pair of 5s talking down in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
The most famous 5. Rodney Combs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, remember the Lance Snacks WRC race cars entry?
How about RJ5? Now, what about Ronnie
Johnson? Absolutely.
Yeah, one of Dale McDowell's heroes.
A lot of our heroes, man. If you didn't like RJ5, I don't know what to tell you. And he's still getting it done from time to time out there.
All right, Ben. Ashton Wingers coming up next out of Hampton, Georgia. The Jeff Matthews Recreational Vehicles, Select Kaiser Manufacturing, Integra, Credit Union Remarketing, Super K Express, Rocket Durham. It'll be Ricky Thornton Jr. in the Martinsville, Indiana. In the Todd of Vicky Burns, SSI Motorsports, Big River Steel, Hooker Turkey, Coleman Farm, Dyno 18, Westside Tractor Sales, Bill Stein, EMB Reps, Sunoco Racefuels, Longhorn Clements, and Dean Carpenter out of Coldwater, Mississippi in 51. He's in the Carpenter Construction, Tennyson Brothers Sheet Metal, Performance Bodies and Parts, Extreme Graphics, Longhorn Clements.
Ashton Winger 9th quick on lap 1. First time around for Ricky Thornton Jr. is good enough for 6th quick, and the first lap time for Dean Carpenter is 11th fastest, lap number 2. About to come up for the 12 of Ashton Winger. He'll jump up to 7th quick. Best lap 1:46.80. RT goes to 2nd quick. His best lap is lap 2, 1:45.08. And Dean Carpenter's best lap is lap 1. He'll be 11th fastest after 12 with a 1:5.594. Mark Whitener, Ricky Thornton Jr., Jensen Ford, your top 3.
In 60 races tonight, we'll take the top 3 to the main event, then B mates, and in provisionals, Mark Whitener, Thornton, Ford, and Shepard. Your top 4 to be Tyler Erb. His 21st career win in the Lucas Oil Series here last night. Win number 6 here in East Bay in his career. The Eric and Kelly Brock Best Performance. Base Fuels, Robert B. Company. First Class Empty. Bulk Material Lift. Anthony Speeds of Sand and Weld. Rocket Clements, followed by R.J. Conley out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. The Conley Trucking, Conley River Terminal, Impact Race Gear. Basil Race Fuels, Rocket Drave, and Tim McCready in the Peeler Motorsports, Mega Plumbing, HVAC, Baker Mitchell Company, Armslist.com, Bill Stein, Brad Benton Trucking, Mark Moore, Wesley Page Racing, Longhorn, Cornell.
Good lap for Turbo. Second quick, R.J. Conley. 10th, Tim McCready. 12th. We'll see what Turbo's got on lap number 2. Not as good. 1:4.466, his best lap. He's second quick behind Mark Whitener. R.J. Conley, moves up a spot to 9th quick, 14.704. And Tim McCready's second lap time's a little better. He is going to be 10th with a 1:4.832. Mark Whitener, Tyler Erb, Ricky Thornton Jr., the top 3 after 15 in Group A.
Should be the 33 DJ Jeff Matthews out of Brandon, Florida. In the Johnny Doe Plumbing, Recreational Vehicle Select Credit Union Remarketing Solutions, Angry Elephant Tattoos and Piercings, Buddy's Home Furnishing, Rocket Durham. And in the 81 car tonight, it'll be Jake Little in his Lucas Oil. First time he's run a Lucas Oil race since Macon several years ago. He is out of Springfield, Illinois. He's in the Riggs Drilling Solution, Moses Motorsports, VB Fuels, Coleman Farms, Longhorn Clements, and an Ethan Dotson in the 174 in the Brent Coleman Farms Racing. That is the Special Needs Schools of Gwinnett, Coleman Farms, Bilstein, Autism Awareness, Longhorn Clements, Dwayne Frady, the crew chief on the 174.
Did Jake Little not run the Lucas Oil Illinois Speed Week races at Farmer City and Fairbury last year?
I don't believe he did.
Okay, you would know.
He ran at Macon. The last time we ran at Macon, what seems like forever ago.
Well, that event got rained out 19 of 20 years, I think. Yes. So we're looking forward to being there, by the way, with Castrol Flow Racing Night in America coming up here a little bit later on this year. I believe that is the date on that is Wednesday, May 29th.
Right.
And that is just before the Gordy Gundaker promoted event down at Tri-City Speedway, but it's right after the Show Me 100 as well. So, yep, one of my favorite tracks, man. Love, love, love that little bull ring in Macon, Illinois. Looking forward to getting back there.
Where's Jeff Matthews? Getting the car owner for Ashton Winger and for Brandon Overton here tonight. Jake Little is out there. Ethan Dotson, the 174. Here comes the first lap for the Jeff Matthews Band.
Matthews 14th quick on his first lap time. There's the 81 of Jake Little. He'll be 15th quick on lap 1. And here comes Ethan Dotson in the 174. He'll be 14th quick on lap number 1. Lap number 2 now for the 33M of Jeff Matthews. And he is going to check in 15th quick, best lap 1:53.79. Jake Little 16th quick, best lap 1:55.09. And Ethan Dotson 13th quick, 1:5.172. Nothing changes in the top 10. Mark Whitener still the time to beat, 14.362.
Up next will be the 21 out of Inez, Kentucky, to be Kenny Howell. He's in the Kenny Steam Cleaning, Tim Logan Racing, Poske's Performance, Extreme Graphics, Rocket J. Dickens, followed by the 157. Last night's Todd Steele with a Tire Charger. He is in the Longhorn. Clements, it'll be Mike Marler. He's in the Truck Country with Sea Valley Transportation, Olsen Explosive, Bilstein Shock, Bedfeld Towing, Burning Rock Products, Brown's Heavy Equipment, Canada Mono, Salvage Entry, and Tony Jackson Jr. in the Capital 25, the Superior Power Custom Homes, Bilstein Shocks, Elite Trailers, Daily Construction, Norris Logging, Springfield Raceway, Merrill Bonding, Joe Gotzi, the crew chief on the Scott Bailey Racing Engine Powered 2.5.
Kenny Howe 16th, Mike Marler 12th, Tony Jackson Jr. 15th. On lap number 1, here comes Kenny Howe. Lap number 2, not as good. 1:5.498, his best lap. He is 18th. Second lap for Mike Marler, a tick better, bumps up 2 spots to 10th. He'll fall to 11th. Best lap 1:4.752. Tony Jackson Jr. jumps up to 7th quick on lap 2. His best lap time, a 1:4.654. Still Whitener, the time to beat in Group A.
The next trio will be Will Harrington in the 14X. He's out of Hawkinsville, Georgia. He is in the SRI Performance Torco Racing Oils, ASD Motorsports American Racer Pro Series. Larry Wright, Clements, followed by the 69 out of Traverse City, Michigan. It'll be Brandon Thurlby, the Helena Chemical Company, Milky Trucking Company, RBJ Creations, Corrigan Race Wheels, Dayton Trucking, Mastersville, Durham, and Max Blair in the Centerline Motorsports Upstate Auto Group, Creekside Auto Sales, C&J Dairy, Murphy's Logging, Longhorn Clements.
Will Harrington 7th on lap number 1. Brandon Thurlby 12th quick, his first lap. Max Blair goes 15th quick. We'll see what Will with 1L's got on lap number 2. Not as good. 7th quick, 1:4.619. Best lap time for the Hawkinsville, Georgia driver. Brandon Thurlby improves greatly on lap 2. 1:4.834 is good enough for 14th quick. Max Blair goes 13th quick on his second lap. It's better, 1:4.809. 24 drivers have attempted a lap here in Group A. Mark Whitener still the time to beat.
So right now your pole sitters in the first 3 heat races will be Whitener, Erb, and Thornton. It'll be the 29 out of Malden, South Carolina. It'll be Larry Grube. He's in the Berkshire Hathaway IMLP. Rises to the Davis team. On cue, Financial Mortgage Simplified and a Superheat and Big Ace Graphics, followed by Jason Riggs. He's out of College Grove, Tennessee, in the Riggs Drilling Solution. Moses Motorsports, VP Fuels, Coleman Farms, Longhorn Clements, and Logan Zarin in the Jim Zarin Valvoline, Napa Racing, All-American Framers, Level Enterprises, Jake Brake, Custom Powder Coating, Jay's Automotive, Slicker Graphics, Rocket Pro Power.
Try it again. Logan Zarin, 18th quick on lap number 1. Larry Grube, his best lap is lap 2, 17th quick, 1:4.889. Second lap time for Jason Riggs, better, 13th quick. And Logan Zarin jumps up to 4th fastest. Good lap for the Hookstown, Pennsylvania driver, 1:4.508 for the good-looking number 1Z. In Group A, Whitener, Turbo, RT, your top 3. The next 3 on the track.
It'll be the 6T, former winner here at East Bay, out of Cross Lanes, West Virginia, to be Tim Dome in the 10 short under group. Dome Cycles, weight floor covering. Daggett Reynolds, finish 1. Auto Supply, Rocket McHill. Jason Jack back with us out of Tampa, Florida. He's in the Billy Sullivan Racing. Mid-Florida Tree Service, Ace Welding. Downtown Performance, Rocket Clements and Blake McLean out of Coldwater, Mississippi. In the Carpenter Construction, J-Mac Motorsports, Warrior Wraps. Savannah McLean Art, Longhorn Rayburn Automotive Engine.
Blake McLean, 23rd quick on lap number 1. Checkered flag going to come out for the other 2 drivers off corner number 4. Best lap time for the 6T of the showstopper, Tim Dome. Lap 2, 20th quick, 1:4.935. Jason Jack, 21st, 1:4.988, his best lap. Blake McLean now goes 21st, 1:4.937, his best lap time. Mark Whitener still the time to beat in his first appearance of the week, 1:4.362 after 30 cars.
Jason Milam will be up next in the 82 car. He's out of Guntown, Mississippi, in the Carpenter Construction, 78 Towing and Recovery, Auto Acceptance, Tennyson Brothers, Sheet Metal, Southern Pine Tree Service, Rocket, Jeff Burns, and Parker Martin. First time out this week in the Milledgeville, Georgia. He's in the Martins Industrial, Fox Shock, Switz Portable Buildings, Top Notch Custom Cabinets, P&P Tire, L&L Body Shop, Buzzy Racing, VP Fuels, Longhorn and Southeastern Performance Engine, and Garrett Smith in the Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Atlanta Paving and Concrete, Senior Life Insurance, the world famous Cadillac Ranch, Go Lithium, Rocket Vic Hill for his father, Scott Smith.
Parker Martin, 9th quick on lap 1. Garrett Smith jumps to 2nd fastest, 14.445. Good lap for the Eatonton, Georgia driver. And Jason Milan will be 28th on his best lap, 1:5.328. Parker Martin jumps up to 4th quick. Good lap, 1:4.498. Garrett Smith to the top of the leaderboard, 1:4.164. You got a new fast qualifier. Garrett Smith in Group A in the Terminal Maintenance and Construction, Atlanta Heating and Cooling, world famous Cadillac Ranch, sponsored number 10, 1:4.164.
Pink Panther up next, DJ. It'll be Bob Gardner out of Washington, Illinois, in the Fox Shocks Dynamic Drive Lines, Hooker and Harness, VP Performance Bodies, Rocket Clements, followed by the 31 out of Kingston, Georgia. It'll be Tyler Millwood in the Millwood Plumbing, Competition Racing Equipment, Penske Racing Shocks, Machine and Construction Company, Grace Mobile Services, 2-3 Collective, Rocket Durham, and Drake Troutman out of Hindman, Pennsylvania, the RFI Resources, Wheeler Fleet Solutions, Bill Stein, Stone Natural Resources, Jerry Siding, Griffin and Windows, Certainty, Thunderhill Trucking, Longhorn, J. Dickens.
Tyler Millwood, 31st quick on his first time around. Drake Troutman will be 22nd quick on his first lap. Checkered flag in the air. The second and final lap time is coming up for the Pink Panther, Bob Gardner. It's his best lap, 28th quick, 1:5.191. Tyler Millwood's best lap, 29th, 1:5.205. And Drake Troutman jumps up to 15th on lap number 2, 1:4.732 for the 18-year-old out of Hindman, Pennsylvania. We've had 38 drivers attempt a lap. I believe just Jack Riggs remains in Group A.
Jack Riggs out of Nolensville, Tennessee. So we almost got to 13 seconds. 13.9, not quite. 14.164, Jack Riggs in the Riggs Motorsports entry out of Nolensville, Tennessee, down the back straight. So right now your pole sitters, DJ, in the first 3 heats, Garrett Smith, Mark Whitener, and Tyler Erb. We'll give you the rest here as soon as Jack Riggs is done. See if he can break in here. And Jack Riggs, what's his first
Good
lap?
lap, yeah, 14.789. That is 18th quick. And was he on a line? Because he's getting one
He's
lap.
only getting
and
one
that's
lap,
it.
yes,
Okay,
I'm sure
there you go.
was,
So
yes.
he is 18th quick, and that's a wrap on All-Star Performance Time Trials in Group A. Unofficially, Garrett Smith lays down the quickest lap in All-Star Performance Time Trials for the first half of the field, 14.164. Mark Whitener, second quick with a 14.362. And Tyler Erb, third quick with a 1.4466. Unofficially, they will start on the pole of heats 1, 2, and 3. Joining them alongside Parker Martin, good lap in his first night out. He is fourth quick. Ricky Thornton Jr. will be fifth fastest, and Logan Zarin will start alongside Tyler Erb in heat race number 3. James, we're about to wipe the slate clean and do it all over again with the second half of the field. Group B for All-Star Performance Time Trials. Again, the overall quick time right now, 1:41.64 for Garrett Smith.
As we wait till those cars get back to the pit area, Kyle Bronson will be coming up first here in Group B. Bronson right now 8th in the championship points. As those cars make their way to the pit area, Kyle Bronson in the Race Car Engineering, Borchers Equipment, Michael Lloyd Hauling and Demolition, Tillman Roofing, LTX Home Builders, Lucas Oil Products, Bradco Environmental, and Molinix Recycling, Tanner Birdwell, the crew chief of the Longhorn Clements. He will be followed by the 11T. Out of Seaford, Delaware, to be Trevor Collins in the WWC3 LLC Trucking. The Sign Shop, Ed's Auto Center, Compass Energy, Sadie Scott, Farm ML Performance, Rocket Cornet, and in 49, it'll be Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia. The Lance and Darla Landers, Double M Motorsports entry, and the new Tunac Solutions, Dynagrow Seed, Lucas Oil Products, Bill Stein, ASE Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Corey Fostved, the crew chief on the Longhorn Clements.
Ben and I have been just behind Corey Fostved 2 days in a row in the pit pass line. I don't know what that means, but
I
just thought I'd throw it out there.
I thought you were saying it was Corey's Kia that needed to be moved.
No.
I hope that vehicle's moved because I don't know where you're going to park at, right?
Yeah, tow it out back to one of the gator ponds.
Oh, my goodness. That's an interesting, like you said, Garrett Smith and Parker Martin, front row of Heat 1. The winner of that race is going to be in the Victory View poll here tonight. Heat 2.
Could Parker Martin do it in his very first night out here at East Bay?
Sure.
Why not?
Sure. Mark Whitener, Ricky Thornton Jr., front row of Heat 2, and then Tyler Logan Zarin, front row of Heat 3.
Yeah. So Jensen Ford was 7th quick, so let's